Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be: Is my ex a narcissist? Should I give her another chance? Well, I often say your life should be a drama free zone. And so this particular emailer, he dated, I guess we could call her a wacky Brazilian smoke show. She's actually 12 years older than him for the past 2 years. They had a nasty breakup. She often insults, demeans, and belittles him after previously basically telling him what a king he was. So she's hot, the sex is amazing, and now he's considering giving her another chance. So let's go through his email. He says, Coach, I've been following your work for many years, and it is the best the internet has to offer on dating. Well, I'm a life coach, but dating stuff is a big topic of what I discover, because what attracts a woman to you is really being a confident and competent man. So the more you become successful in life, the happier you are, the more you stand up for yourself and what you believe in, the more women are going to find you attractive. So he says, I, a 30-year-old man, fell into a whirlwind romance with a woman 2 years ago by deploying your 3% man material to a T, as well as putting my personal spin on it, dating several beautiful women at the same time to have her chase me down, and by being the best version of myself. This was no normal woman. She is a former Brazilian model, previously married to a super high net worth European billionaire. Well, as my book says, it works on normal women, brings out the crazy and the crazies really fast, brings out the best and the best really quick as well. So the idea is that you can eject before you get too far down the line if you realize you're dating a Fruit Loop and not a normal woman. She's a cougar, 12 years my senior, and we had a hot and heavy affair that turned into a passionate romance and deep love. By her own admission, it was by far the best sex and physical chemistry of her life, but her affection for me was more than just for my looks and bedroom abilities. She's stunning, brilliant, speaks 5 languages, well-traveled, a fashionista, a cultured woman, and wild and hot as hell in private. So he likes her. The sex and the looks is a big thing. I can understand Brazilian women are incredibly intoxicating. But there's a lot of crazy that goes along with it, especially if they come from a broken home. I was so sure I had met the woman I was meant to be with. We talked about marriage, kids, everything. She adored me, and I worshipped her. Fast forward a few months, the relationship turned dramatic, insane, really. Many in her and our circle suggested she has narcissistic or borderline personality disorder, and that something is wrong with her. But suffice it to say, my world got flipped upside down. Well, if everybody around her and people in your own circle thinks your girlfriend's crazy and a narcissist, in other words, that abnormal behavior is pretty easy to spot. But remember, us human beings, what do? We make our decisions based upon our emotions, and we use logic and reason to justify that. And so, as you could tell throughout the email, hot, sexy, beautiful, great sex, great chemistry in the bedroom. You can tell what he's focused on. He's focused on how much he likes her and kind of ignores everything else. Because again, when you're really emotionally invested in somebody, you'll dismiss the red flags, despite the fact that everybody that knows her is like, yeah, she's kind of nutty, kind of a narcissist. And you got your own friends and family going, yeah, she's kind of nutty, kind of a narcissist. Because her behavior is just abnormal. Usually this comes from a woman that grows up in a family, either without a father or a father that's got no chill. If dad doesn't have any chill in him, he acts like a lunatic, well, the girl is going to act like a lunatic. After countless ups and downs, The highest highs and the lowest lows. We had a breakup a couple of months ago. By the end of the relationship, I had picked up many of her negative traits. Well, you are who you associate with. You attract how you act. Whatever you observe, you participate in. So if you're around somebody that behaves that way, you can't help but become like them. As the old saying goes, we tend to become like the 5 people who we spend most of our time with. Definitely something to think about. We never lost passion for each other, but things got nasty, mean, and toxic. Again, drama-free zone, it's part of what's in the book. This is something that you got to decide upon ahead of time. And these are the standards that you set, and you got to hold people in your life accountable to them. And if they don't respect the boundary that you set, well, then they're going to get the gift of missing you permanently if they won't stop. Our relationship never got to a stable plateau like I experienced in previous relationships. Well, that's part of the fun, is because you got high highs and passion and great sex, and you got low lows, which is full of drama, difficulty, and it's the opposite of easygoing, easy to get along with. The other thing, as I always say, is you got to have a girl who's nice to you, and she clearly was not nice to him. And if she's 12 years older than him, I don't know if he said, he's 30, I guess. So that means she's 42. I don't know how you're going to have a big family with her if she's 42, because she's only got a handful of years, 2, 3, 4 years left, tops, where she's going to be able to get pregnant, because the cupboard is bare. There's just no eggs left. And if she's already acting that nutty and doesn't, I don't know if she has any kids, because he didn't mention that. But if she's that old, hasn't had any kids, well, she's probably pretty nutty. But she's hot and the sex is fun. So he says, in less than a week, I could go from being her king, her protector, the most amazing man she ever met, to a loser 30-year-old who is worth nothing more than his big dick and amazing sex. These are things that actually she said to him. She called him a loser 30-year-old, and he's got nothing going for him other than his big dick and amazing sex. Well, that's a nice compliment, actually. But that's not normal. That's not healthy. That's not a girl who's being nice to you. That's not easygoing, easy to get along with. That's not somebody that communicates like an adult. They demean and belittle you. The way the narcissists work, and you can read about this online, is in the beginning they praise you, they build you up, you're the greatest, you're fucking amazing, this, that. And then when they get upset with you, the de-elevation part is you're a loser 30-year-old, you got nothing going for you other than your big dick and amazing sex. That is toxic. It's not healthy. So when those things happen, you got to say, don't talk to me like that. It's not very loving. It's not kind. You can't say those things to somebody you're in a relationship with. It doesn't work. But if they refuse to respect your boundaries, well, then they get the gift of missing you. And if they don't stop, then it has to become a permanent thing. Unless, of course, you like abuse. Because it's not your job to fix her or to change her or to save her from her daddy issues, because her dad did a shitty job because he was either there and did a shitty job, or he wasn't there at all, and so there was nobody to do his job. These cycles of idealizing me to devaluing me in increasingly dehumanizing ways went on constantly. Well, so that's the whole relationship. Drama-free zone. I say it all the time. It's clearly not drama-free. You put up with it because she was hot and the sex was great. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Back to the point. I could use a 1-hour phone session with you. Well, if you want to book a phone session, you got a similar situation, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab, and book a phone session online, and then Jocelyn will get you on my schedule within a week or two. He says, the ex and I, and that's understandingrelationships.com, obviously. The ex and I have started to talk again to bury the hatchet. She ain't going to bury the hatchet. She'll put it in a closet and then take it out as soon as she needs it again. This woman's not going to change, dude. Maybe if she went, acknowledged that she's got some issues and went and got herself a good therapist, because it's not your job to fix her or to save her. And if she doesn't see anything wrong with her behavior and won't acknowledge it, won't do anything about it, It's the same issue with somebody that's got a drug or an alcohol problem. Until they see they have a problem, you can't help them. You can't reach them. But not to get back together. I need help on two fronts. One, I do want her back and could use advice tailored to our particular situation. Number two, I need help getting out of this if going back to her is ill-advised. Well, again, if she's reaching out and you want to set dates and she wants to talk about potentially getting back together and continuing to date, what I would say is if you're going to, because it seems like you're already determined that you're going to, that you want to hook up with her again because she's hot and you like sex. Again, I get it. Brazilians do it better, as they say. But unless she acknowledges her behavior is toxic and not loving, and if she's not willing to do anything, if she's not willing to go get a therapist and get some help with it to fix her behavior, then there's nothing you can do because she's basically saying, this is the way I am, take it or leave it. He says, I see the toxicity, the insanity of all the ways she lies and rewrites history and her verbal. So she's a liar too. Character's destiny, bro. But I am so stuck in the good times. Well, you're in love with the fantasy of who you wanted her to be because you're completely ignoring reality because you're kind of drunk on your emotions. And you're letting your emotions run you and you're completely unwilling to be objective and see reality as it is. Because again, you're focused on your feelings and how much you like her and that enables you just to look past everything else. He says, but I'm also stuck in the good times, which are incredibly high, that I can't remove myself from feeling attached to her. Well, you're attached to the idea of who you want her to be. And you're ignoring the reality that she ain't like your ideal. She ain't like the way you want her to be. Anyway, the rest I'll fill in during our call. So, again, you're not going to fix her or save her or change her. I mean, you can book a phone session, but at the end of the day, I don't see this behavior changing unless she acknowledges that she needs to change. And I would make it so the only way she can earn another chance with you is if she agrees to go get a therapist and work through her issues. If she's not willing to do that, you just still want to just kind of hook up, tell her we can be fuck buddies, friends with benefits, but I'm never going to be your boyfriend again unless you fix yourself. Or what did Jim Rohn say? I'll take care of me for you, and you take care of you for me. And it doesn't sound like she's willing to take care of herself for you, which is selfish and narcissistic. Because when her own friends and people in your life are saying this chick is kind of nuts, she's kind of narcissistic, and then you just go like, I can work with this, I can fix this. You're not going to fix it unless she's willing to fix it. If she's willing to fix it and she goes and gets a therapist, then you can date. But if she's not willing to do that, I would just keep her as a fuck buddy, friends with benefits, if you really like the crazy sex. But the longer you stay with her, all you're doing is filling up the space in your life that a good woman could come along and fill. And, knowing Brazilians the way I do, she's not going to be okay with you just keeping her around as a booty call. Not for very long anyways. And I imagine the insults and everything else will be even worse as she tries to belittle you and demean you to get you to comply with being exclusive to her. But the only way I would ever entertain that is if she's willing to get professional help and it's a good therapist and they actually do help her. But if she's not willing to do that, then it's not your job to fix her. Two people come together to share their completeness, not to complete one another, not to fix the other person. It's like you can't love somebody for their potential. You got to see reality as it is. And unless she's willing to make the effort, you're not going to fix it. If you got a similar situation or an issue you want to get my help with, like I said earlier, you can go to understandingrelationships.com, click the coaching tab at the top of your screen on any page, my website, and book a coaching call with yours truly. If you haven't already signed up for our exclusive premium members only content in the video description of this video, there are links to join on YouTube, or you can join on Spotify. Hey, knock it off. You can join on Spotify or our website, understandingrelationships.com. Just click the plans tab when you get there. And with the website, you can do a 7-day free trial to check out all the extra content you get for your money. And if you choose an annual plan, you get a 25% discount at the end of the 30-day free trial for paying the whole year's premium up front. And remember, we do live streams where we answer your questions with myself, Chunky, and the girls on Thursdays and Fridays. Thursdays from 2 to 4, Fridays from 1 to 3. That's Eastern Standard Time Zone, same time zone as Miami in New York. And just go to the homepage of my YouTube channel at Coach Corey Wayne. Click the live tab, and then just scroll down to the live stream that you want to tune in for. You can click the little button that'll say notify me, and so you'll get a email or a message on the app letting you know when we go live. And just post your questions in the chat. Super chats are appreciated, and we'll get your questions answered. Until the next time, I will talk to you soon.